Welcome to Battletech Legends and Mechs, a short story podcast telling tales from around the Inner Sphere and beyond.
Good evening, gladiatorial sports devotees. Live from Solaris 7, this is the League of Independent Solaris Training Stables Exhibition Match number 2.
Indeed, a glorious day for us all, commentators and fans alike.
My name is Marks, and my co-host for this week's match is the esteemed Tai Kang Zhao, our Capellan correspondent. Welcome to the recording bunker, Tai Kang.
Thank you for the invitation. I look forward to bringing a more refined, noble perspective than that barbarian Drake. I would also like to assure all of our listeners that I am definitely not an agent of the Maskarovka.
Drake is certainly a handful. Did you just say you were an agent of the Capellan Secret Police?
No, I specifically said I was not an agent of the Maskarovka.
Seems like a strange thing to bring up out of the blue, just mentioning that you're not an assassin or spy for House Liao.
Listen, are you a member of the secret police from Karamadir? Did they recruit you from that little shack you grew up in down the street from the Central Market near the Eastern Starport?
How did you know? I mean, no, the Oregon government has never had a secret police.
Of course they don't. Wink, wink. And neither does House Liao. Now, with that behind us, let's look at the match for tonight.
I'm just saying, it's a little weird to mention it without...
Tonight's match is between the Grey Hunters, a stable founded in the aftermath of the clan invasion so many years ago, and their hated rivals here on Solaris, the Emerald Predators.
Right, the show. We managed to scrounge up a handful of clan mechs from around the year 3050 for both teams, so this will be the classic Trial of Grievance from that time, but using the Lance Commander rules and none of that silly Zelbriggan nonsense.
In Lance Commander, the first team to destroy the heavier mech on the opposing team wins. Makes the match a bit more strategic than your typical Davian slugging match where it's all brawn, no brains.
Davian slugging match? Huh, never heard that one before.
It's a very common turn of phrase. I'm surprised you're unfamiliar with it.
Here come the mechs. First up, we have Zoe Napalm Cook in her Incubus 2.
Ah, the Incubus, sometimes known as the Vixen in the Inner Sphere, a classic second-line battle mech of 30 tons. It clocks in with a top speed of 150 kilometers per hour, and the Type 2 variant is armed with a Clan Tech ERPPC on the right arm, a pair of ER medium lasers, and a frankly shocking 4 machine guns.
I will remind our listeners and viewers that dumping ammo is both against the rules and Desgra in clan terminology, meaning very dishonorable. So Napalm had better hope not to get any critical hits in that center torso where the ammo is stored.
And that Lance leader for the Grey Hunters is coming up the ramp now. It's Kyle, Boss Coghill, in his Mad Dog Prime. What a machine!
Also called a Vulture, the Mad Dog is one of the most iconic silhouettes of clan mech, perhaps second only to the venerable Timberwolf. 60 tons and still a respectable 86 kph, the Prime version carries twin Clan Tech LRM-20s on its shoulders and a pair of large and medium pulse lasers.
Not even 12 double heat sinks can keep that much firepower in check, so Boss Cog is going to have to be very careful with the shots, or he's going to end up roasted in there.
And here come the Emerald Predators, hoping to do just that. Listen to the crowd. The Predators have certainly gathered a strong following as they work their way up through the minor leagues.
First down the ramp is Alex Protag Chan in his Adder Prime. I don't understand. What's this call sign, Protag?
He chose it because he views himself as the hero of his own story, the protagonist, Protag.
Huh. That is very stupid.
You take enough blows to the cockpit, and I'm sure it starts to be funny. Regardless, that Adder, or Puma, is a terrifying light mech. Only 35 tons, the same tonnage as a Jenner, but carrying around a pair of ERPPCs.
I doubt the Flamer will come into play today, but that advanced targeting computer linked to the ERPPCs definitely will.
It's a little on the slow side, only 95 kph, which is basically stationary for a clan light, and no way to deal with all the heat it can generate.
Well, dealing with that heat is not going to be a problem for the Predators' Lance leader. Mona grumbles Stark in her Stormcrow Prime. Man, even here, 750 meters below the battlefield, I think I can feel the stomp of that 55-ton mech.
It certainly hits above its weight class, that's for sure. And a complete energy loadout with a pair of ER large lasers and a trio of ER mediums being the full weapons complement on the mech. A total of 22 double heat sinks should allow Grumbles to fire everything whenever her heart so desires.
Oh, looks like the Mad Dog is moving into position already. For those of you who have not been blessed by the generosity of state-funded HPG broadcast from Solaris, The Capellan Confederation is always accepting applications for new citizens.
Or they can listen to us in inexpensive audio-only broadcasts.
Yeah, like peasants toiling under the chains of cruel Davian masters.
Sure. For those of you listening, the arena is a forested region dominated by 5 large hills arranged like a cross. The hunters are approaching from the south side of the map, and the Emerald Predators have taken the north edge of the field.
Boscog moves his Mad Dog into position in the far southeast corner, and the stupidly named Protag moves his Adder onto the field in the exact opposite corner in the far northwest. Then, we see the hunters respond with Napalm taking up position in the southwestern corner in a light forest. And lastly, the Predator's Grumbles moves her Stormcrow near the middle of the north side.
Everyone is in position, and we are ready to go right after a brief message from our sponsors.
A single peach tree, melted ice from a glacier, to honor your thirst. Senzawa Rikyu, the finest Nihonshu, available in the Ionosphere. Find it at your local liquor importer. Because you deserve the best.
Because so many people believe you have to admit that being Muskaruvka if asked. I just tell them I'm not to get it out of the way as quickly as possible.
Is that true?
Oh, heavens no.
Then why? And we're back! We are ready to go with the second exhibition match for this season in the League of Solaris training stables. Tai Kang, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Here we go!
Look at that Mad Dog move. I didn't think a mech that size and without hands would be able to climb the hill before it, and yet it has.
These clan mechs are nimble. Boscog has taken up position behind some partial cover granted by that hill, but Protag is moving his Adder into position closer to the middle of the north side of the map.
Protag is staying off the hills, probably trying to avoid the brutal alpha strike from the Mad Dog's LRM-20s, but the Predators won't get far if they're not willing to get lines into enemy mechs, no matter how many LRMs they have.
Napalm is rushing forward in her Incubus, getting high enough that she can see over the hill Protag was attempting to hide behind.
Oh, and now Grumbles is moving her Stormcrow straight south, lining up some shots on the Incubus. This could spell doom for the Hunter's light mech.
Boscog is trying to take their attention by opening fire on the Predator's Stormcrow. Just a reminder that the Combat Computer Probability Weapon Prediction widget...
This is also a very stupid name.
CC Pew Pew? It's a great name. Anyways, it gives us a rating of 2 to 12 for the difficulty of the shot, with higher numbers being harder to hit. It looks like the Mad Dog is opening up with his large pulse, needing a 5 hit.
It hits! Those flickering bolts of blue light have melted deep grooves into the left torso of the Stormcrow.
The medium pulse lasers need 7s. No luck there. The green energy beams have flown wide.
And now the thunderous report of the LRMs needs 5s to hit, and they both hit! 24 missiles have found purchase at this extreme range.
Look at that missile grouping. 17 hits to the left torso.
Masterfully done. Kai Allard Liao would have been hard-pressed to do better than that.
The rest of the missiles hit the right and left arms, but some of those missiles have gone past arm already. This could be a very short match.
The damage sensors say that Grumbles has taken a hit to her engine and lost a double heatsink. Not good news for the Predators, but it could have been so much worse.
But it's not over yet. The Incubus is lining up its ERPC and needs an 8 to hit. Ugh, misses.
Oh, you hate to see that.
But one of its ER medium lasers manages to score a hit against the previously undamaged center torso. Predator fans must be breathing a sigh of relief at that.
And the Predators are returning fire. Protag has lined up the Incubus in his sights. Needs 8s to hit. And the first ERPPC hits. That shot took the Incubus's left arm clean off the shoulder.
And the other ERPPC also hits. There goes the right arm. 2 hits, both arms gone. Does the Incubus have anything important in its arms?
Not anymore.
Grumbles and her Stormcrow are trying to finish off the Incubus. Her ER large laser needs a 7 to hit. First one hits. That's into the right torso, and the second one also hits. That's a lot of armor from the left torso gone.
Her ER medium lasers need 9s. First shot misses. Second shot also flies wide. And the third shot hits! That's it, into the right torso. I'm showing black on the damage sensors. The Incubus has lost combat function in the right torso and both arms.
That much damage to both the Stormcrow and the Incubus. The pilots are going to struggle to keep their mechs on their feet. Napalm has managed to keep her feet pointing in the right direction, but oh no!
Oh yes! Grumbles has fallen over! And based on the screaming coming from the cockpit microphone, she's hurt herself.
She's lucky that mech landed on the center torso. Lots of armor there to absorb the blow, but that is a bad sign for the Predators. The Stormcrow is a sitting duck if Grumbles can't get back on her feet.
The Adder and Stormcrow are both unable to dump all their heat. meaning they'll be moving slower until they cool off a bit.
Looks like that's also on Protag's mind. He's moved the adder up next to a sharp cliff out of line of sight of any of the hunters, leaving the hunters with only one viable target, the Predator's lance leader.
The Mad Dog has broken into a run, rushing down the hill to get as close to the Stormcrow as Boss Cog can.
Grumbles attempts to stand up, and she does! The Stormcrow is back on her feet.
Good. I would hate for this match to be over so soon.
She's moving behind some trees to get a bit of cover for Boss Cog, but that leaves her exposed to Napalm.
A sound tactical decision, since Napalm has lost all her weapons aside from a single ER medium laser and 2 machine guns.
I don't know, those machine guns can be deadly against a mech that's already lost a lot of armor.
True, but the Stormcrow's rear armor is still pristine. Grumbles paid for all her armor. She intends to use all her armor. Napalm has moved up directly behind the Stormcrow at point-blank range.
Boss Cog opens fire. He's already running hot, so he might not fire everything, but he's definitely firing both of his large pulse lasers, needing 5s to hit. First one is a miss.
Second laser hits! That's more damage to the Stormcrow's center torso, which is starting to look a little thin in the armor.
First medium pulse laser misses, but the second one strikes true. Another hit to the center torso, and that is into the structure.
Oh, looks like Grumbles got lucky on that hit. Nothing critical was damaged. But Boss Cog is firing one of his LRMs, but no luck. Those missiles are hitting everything besides Grumbles. Oh, those poor trees.
Napalm opens fire with her ER medium, needs a 5 to hit, and she does.
Looks like she found a chink in the armor on the left arm. Oh, part of that blast went internal.
Damage sensors are reporting that the Stormcrow lost one of her ER large lasers. Not a crippling blow, but not a good sign for Grumbles either.
Don't forget, one of those 2 machine guns, needing 5s to hit, manages to land a blow to the rear center torso, but Grumbles still has plenty of armor on that side of her mech.
The Predators need to dig themselves out of this hole. That Stormcrow is battered, bruised, but yet unbowed. Grumbles opens fire on the Mad Dog with both ER large lasers, needs 7s to hit due to heat and head injuries.
Both hits! Finally, some damage on the Mad Dog. Looks like those hit in the center torso and right arm. Still plenty of armor in both places, though.
2 ER mediums from the Stormcrow also strike true, hitting the left arm and right torso.
Bad grouping. I blame it on the concussion.
Grumbles does seem rattled. The adder doesn't have a shot, so Protag just dumps all his heat.
The Mad Dog and Stormcrow are both wobbling due to the enormous amount of damage they took. But both pilots have maintained their footing. No falls this time. But it sounds like the Mad Dog is at risk of a shutdown. Can Boss Cog? Yes, he has circumvented the shutdown. For now, at least.
He must be furious that Grumbles is still in this fight. That Stormcrow is held together by ferrofibrous chewing gum and prayers to Kerensky at this point.
Grumbles moved to put a hill between her and the hunters, but the Stormcrow isn't fast enough to get to complete safety. This may just be delaying the inevitable.
The Mad Dog is running again, getting into a more defensive position behind a hill and some trees, but still with a clear line of fire to that Stormcrow.
And that cowardly Protag has decided to rejoin the fight, moving into position to cover his lance leader on top of the hill. Oh, and Napalm rushes into the back arc of Grumbles yet again.
Machine guns love nothing more than rear hits most of the time, but it's true that Grumbles has a lot more rear armor than front at this point.
Oh, Boss Cog is looking to close this out, opening fire with, not much, actually. The Mad Dog is already glowing from the amount of heat he's hauling around. He has to dump some, but he's firing one of the large pulse lasers. Needing a 5 to hit, and hits! Solid connection on the left arm.
That has gone internal. That looks like Grumbles has lost 2 more heat sinks to that barrage.
And here comes one of the LRM-20s, needing a 7 to hit, and he hits! 12 missiles streaking across the battlefield to hammer into the battered Stormcrow.
But the Stormcrow is still on her feet. Left torso is gone, but 7 of those missiles hit the right torso.
Oh, Boss Cog isn't risking more heat. Conservative, but is it the right play? My heart says, no.
We'll have to see. Napalm opens fire with everything her walking wreck still has available, needing 5s to hit with the ER medium and both machine guns, and it all strikes true. The laser hits the right arm, and the machine guns have hit the right leg and the head.
Oh no, if Grumbles survives this fight, she is going to be spending a month in a hospital bed. That's another injury.
Grumbles fires back at Boss Cog with her 1 remaining ER large laser, needing a 7 to hit. Misses.
She must be seeing triple at this point. It's a miracle she can remember which button fires the lasers.
Protag lines up on Napalm's Incubus, needs a 5 to hit, and gets it. First ERPVC goes into the center torso.
I smell blood in the water.
Second ERPVC also needs a 5 and gets it as well. That's cored the mech straight through. Napalm and her Incubus are out of this fight.
Could this be the start of a comeback? That Mad Dog has only taken moderate damage, but Boss Cog is suddenly all alone out on that field.
Boss Cog manages to dump enough heat to not risk another shutdown, but he's still running pretty hot, and same with that adder.
Grumbles looks wobbly on her feet. That burst of machine gun fire to her cockpit seems to have rattled her already punished mind.
Oh! Grumbles is on the ground again, and she has managed to twist the mech so that it lands on the armored portions, landing squarely on its rear center torso, the only place with armor left.
Yeah, her seatbelt managed to keep her from taking yet more damage, and our monitors show she hasn't fallen unconscious from blood loss just yet. She is still in this fight.
Boss Cog is moving straight for the kill. He can't afford to let this fight go on much longer. That adder will decimate him given half a chance.
And rather than fall back to safety, it looks like Grumbles and Protag both know this is almost over. They're both moving up into optimal range to the Mad Dog. This is going to be it.
Boss Cog opens up on the Stormcrow. The large pulses need a 4 to hit, and gets it. That's gone internal in the center torso, but no critical hit.
The first medium pulse laser misses, but the second hits. That goes into the right torso. But here come those LRMs.
Both need 6 to hit due to heat. Both hit. That's another 24 missiles into the Stormcrow. Heavens above.
That is a lot of explosions. 12 hits to the right leg. But crucially, 7 hits to the center torso. And that's it. The Stormcrow has been cored.
Can the Predators take out the Mad Dog with a return fire and force a tiebreaker? The Stormcrow needs 5 to hit with the ER large laser and hits. That goes into the Mad Dog's right leg. The ER mediums need 5s, and Grumbles misses.
Oh, second shots hit though. That's more damage to the battered right torso. Protag has 1 chance. And 2 ER PPCs to try and take out the Mad Dog.
Oh! He missed! He needed a 7, and that first shot went wide, but the second hits. It hit the pristine left leg, but Boss Cog is looking unsteady on his feet.
He's fallen, but lands on his left torso. Oh, and it looks like his seatbelt kept him safe from that hard landing.
And that has done it, folks. It is all over, and despite the Grey Hunters losing a mech and their Lance leader being on his face, they have managed to pull off the win.
Wow, full honor to Grumbles for taking a truly shocking amount of damage and keeping the Stormcrow in the fight for as long as she did. After she recovers from her injuries, they should give her a raise.
I completely agree. Mona Stark took an ungodly amount of damage, including 2 injuries, and kept that Stormcrow firing into the last moments of this fight. It didn't quite pull off the upset, but if they had been a little luckier with those hits against the Mad Dog, they could have very well pulled off a minor miracle.
Well, I mean, if her idiot lance mate didn't have such a stupid name, she would have done better. Hiding to cool off his mech between those PPC shots may have meant too much fire directed at her Stormcrow. Decisions like that can cost you.
It certainly did here. Well, there you have it, folks. The second exhibition match ends in victory for the Grey Hunters. I want to thank all of you at home for listening to the battle, and if you have any feedback, questions, or concerns for me or any of my co-hosts, please reach out to marx.battletech@gmail.com. Big thank you to Catalyst Games for being such a generous steward of the Battletech universe, and to Joel Morelli for the music you heard during tonight's broadcast. Lastly, big thank you to Tai Kang Zhao. It was a pleasure to have you in the recording bunker with me.
It was my pleasure, Marks. And just to remember, if you ever see a Moskrovka agent, no, you didn't.
Words to live by.
Literally.
Good night, everyone, and we'll see you soon on the battlefield.